Hi everyone, it's me, Lindsay, with EquipMeOT, here today to talk about a bed rail solution that will help prevent falls or be for somebody who might be eloping in the night who is not safe to get up by themselves. So this is a little different than the bed rail that I talked about in a previous video, which was more for bed mobility and getting around in bed. And while this bed rail will help with that, it also will help with the before mentioned falling out of bed or getting out of bed inappropriately. So I wanted to go over what it is, how it's installed, and then how it would be useful in that situation. So this particular one is the Easy Adjust bed rail. It's by Stander. It's nice because it's going to support up to 300 pounds. It extends along the long wall of the bed, and it does that all the way up to 42 inches. So it gives you nearly 4 feet of extension, which is great to kind of keep somebody in bed or prevent them from falling out of bed easily. It's really important to note this bed rail is only going to work with a box spring and mattress combination. It's not going to work with other types of beds, adjustable head beds, things like that. And also, it's very important to mention it only works on mattresses that are 12 to 16 inches thick. So if you have a very thick pillow top, this might not be a good solution for you. So let's talk about how you might go around installing this, which is fairly easy, but takes a few steps. It does come partially disassembled. The first thing I did was place this bar in between, which simply goes in with 2 bolts. It's really, really easy, so I didn't want to show you that because it would just take up extra time. The next step is we removed the mattress from the bed. This is an important thing because this is probably going to take 2 sets of hands. I don't want anyone hurting themselves trying to do this all by themselves. But I removed the mattress. We ran the security strap across the box spring. It's really important that this is installed correctly because this is what's going to hold this in place, prevent it from sliding out if your loved one or client is leaning against it at any point. It's going to go across the box spring and then down around the edge and loop underneath the bed frame. This is a traditional bed frame. So if you do not have a traditional bed frame, there are alternative methods for installation. And I'll put a link up here for the video on my first bed rail, which does go over some of those alternative installation techniques. So back to this side, there is a few more steps for the actual assembly that is done now at this point, and I recommend doing it before the mattress is in place, but after you've run all of the strap. So this is the portion that needs to be installed next. You can see this is the actual rail component. On this side, you'll see these 4 thick black pieces. This is where the bed rail is going to extend out. So that's where it's going to become longer or shorter to accommodate the length of the bed that you want to cover. This piece now has to go onto the lower portion. There's going to be holes here and here. There's going to be long bolts that come with the kit that look like this. They're nice and long. There's going to be a washer that needs to be threaded on. That is going to go into this hole here. And this is a little tricky, but bear with me. So you're just going to slide that in, kind of line it up on both sides, and then press it through. And then you're going to find the bolt that came, or the nut that came with it, and start that on the end. And I'm doing this lefty, so it's a little tricky. Okay. We'll grab the other one. Okay, so now that those bolts are installed, this piece will swing up, and then these locking mechanisms will lock it in place. Now it feels a little unsteady and it's going to want to tip forward until we get the mattress back on, so we'll come back here in just a second with the mattress on and I'll show you how the rest of this is going to work. All right, so we're back and we've got our mattress set back in place. Now, once I set the mattress in place, I checked the gap here. So the gap between the rail and the mattress needs to be as tight as possible. So what I did is I pushed the whole thing together and then I went to the other side of the bed where I had the security strap and I gave it an extra pull, really tightening it up against this edge of the mattress. This is so important with this style because that is what prevents entrapment. So with this type, you don't want somebody accidentally rolling and pushing against it and being able to slide between the actual rail and the mattress. This is very dangerous. It can cause suffocation. It can cause injury. So making sure that that is really, really snug is so important. So now that we're all installed correctly, I'll show you the features that I really like about this. So on the very top here, you're going to see I have a push button, and this push button allows me to extend to the middle range or to the longest. This is the longest it will extend. And you can see when we get a little longer, it does have a little give to it, but it's not enough that you're going to slide in. And this will really prevent somebody from being able to roll out of bed easily. Now, know that if you have a client or a loved one who is really agile and able to climb around it, they certainly will still be able to do this, but it'll slow them down. So if you have somebody like that, you can combine something like this with a bed alarm that would notify you of your loved one or client getting out of bed inappropriately. But this will definitely slow them down, give you a chance to come in and provide assistance. So it does have this nice pouch on it. This comes off with Velcro if it's something you don't want available to your client or loved one, so that's easy enough to remove. What I really, really like about this design is the swing away method. Now, it's got these 2 pins underneath here, so if you've got to go to the bathroom in the evening or in the morning when it's time to get up, simply pull the pins and the whole thing drops down flush with the edge of the bed. So now they can transfer in and out however it is that they need to do so. So that's a really, really nice feature of this, and one of the reasons why I recommend this one so frequently. So, like I said, once you've got the loved one back into bed, however they transferred in, whether it was a slide board or you assisted them with a Hoyer lift, this does allow a little bit of room underneath the bed too. If you did need to slide a Hoyer lift in, it might be a little tight. You'd have to raise it up just a little bit. But we can slip this back up and into position. Make sure that these pins lock, then it's going to stay put. So there you have it, this really nice fold down, extendable, fall preventing bed rail. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. If you got some value out of this video, consider giving me a thumbs up. And as always, if you need more information on how to stay safe and independent in your home and community, consider subscribing to EquipMeOT. Thank you.